Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I know so many of you over on TikTok have been blowing up the comments asking for this, so today we're finally doing some customer reviews analysis for it. But before we dive into that, be sure to check out this exclusive discount available for it. You'll find it in the description and in the first comment under this video. Now let's not waste any more time and jump right into the details.
Let's start by delving into the insights shared by our first reviewer.
This reviewer recounts their overwhelmingly positive experience with a newly purchased electric scooter. Having previously rented scooters during family vacations, the convenience and ease of urban mobility inspired them to finally own one. The scooter arrived undamaged and was assembled effortlessly in under 10 minutes. Our reviewer praises the scooter's reasonable price, especially considering its 500-watt motor. While acknowledging more powerful models exist, they found the 500-watt motor sufficient for their needs. The 3 speed settings, offering speeds of 10, 15, and 20 miles per hour, proved effective, although reaching the top speed required ideal conditions, a perfectly flat surface and a lighter rider. While the reviewer, weighing around 185 pounds, maxed out at 18 miles per hour, their 9-year-old son was able to reach the maximum speed, though limited to the lower setting by their parent. Battery life was deemed satisfactory, but naturally, higher speeds resulted in faster discharge. Braking power was strong, though the front-mounted brakes required caution to avoid an abrupt stop. Aesthetically, this client appreciated the scooter's sleek design, free from excessive wires and cables. The inclusion of lights on the front, rear, and stand was a welcome feature, although the headlights' quality was slightly disappointing. The reviewer noted a visible red wire inside the headlight when turned off, suggesting a minor compromise in build quality. The foldable design was convenient, though the folding mechanism required a small adjustment after a few uses. The display panel and mode adjustments were intuitive and user-friendly. The cruise control was a highly valued feature. However, it only engaged at the maximum speed of each setting rather than allowing customization to a preferred speed, a minor quirk noted by our reviewer. Finally, the placement of the brake cable, slightly obstructing the headlight, seemed like an oversight in the design that could be easily rectified. Despite these minor flaws, the headlight's slightly subpar quality, the cruise control limitations, and the awkwardly placed brake cable, this client remains very satisfied. Their overall positive experience is underscored by their 9-year-old child's enthusiastic adoption of the scooter, which has, to the chagrin of the reviewer, become their child's favorite means of getting around. The reviewer's overwhelmingly positive assessment is a testament to the scooter's overall performance and value.
Great! Now let's see what our next reviewer has to say about their experience.
This reviewer acquired this scooter to alleviate the challenges of their daily commute, which involves a significant amount of walking, particularly problematic during hot and humid weather due to a knee condition. The scooter was intended to provide a solution for navigating their typical 3 to 6 mile route, mostly on city sidewalks. Our reviewer found this scooter to be a potential game changer, especially during the warmer months. The inclusion of a headlight, deck lights, and a brake strobe were particularly appreciated, enhancing safety during early morning commutes in low-light conditions. A key aspect noted was the scooter's weight. While substantial, it did not present a major obstacle for this particular client, who described themselves as fairly stout. However, the reviewer acknowledged that the weight could be a significant factor for smaller or weaker individuals. The ease of assembly and operation were highlighted as positive features, as was the scooter's surprising ability to fit neatly into the trunk of a standard-sized car, even when already carrying other items. The value for the features offered, including speed and potential range, was also praised. The swift delivery was another positive aspect mentioned. The aesthetic appeal of the deck lights was also noted. The weight of the scooter, however, was identified as a somewhat neutral point. The discrepancy between the weight stated in the product description and the weight indicated in the instruction manual raised some concern. While the reviewer understood the trade-off between weight and performance, they pointed out that the weight discrepancy might influence purchasing decisions for others. Performance-wise, the scooter exceeded expectations in terms of speed, particularly considering the reviewer's weight. A lighter rider in the household achieved maximum speed effortlessly on all speed settings, even handling inclines with ease. While the reviewer's top speed was lower, it still surpassed their initial expectations. The long battery life was also indicated, but without a precise measure of total distance covered at the time of the review. Finally, the reviewer expressed minor frustration over a price reduction and shipping cost decrease shortly after their purchase, suggesting a potential saving of a significant amount had they waited. This minor disappointment, however, did not significantly overshadow the overall positive assessment of the scooter's functionality and value as a practical and convenient transportation solution.
Great! Now let's see what our next reviewer has to say about their experience.
This reviewer initially enjoyed the scooter's size, finding it suitable for adults but unsuitable for unpaved surfaces due to its bumpy ride. The scooter's inability to handle inclines, a common limitation of electric scooters lacking gears, was also noted. Our reviewer encountered a recurring problem with the scooter's electrical connections. Specifically, poorly connected pins resulted in an error code. This issue, common in other scooters this client has owned, including a high-end e-bike, stemmed from weak copper connectors. Resolving this fault required 3 days of troubleshooting. While the customer appreciated the seller's eventual response via Amazon chat, leading to an upgrade from a 3-star to a 4-star rating, the response was deemed generic and failed to acknowledge the detailed troubleshooting efforts described. The offer to send a replacement part was also appreciated, but ultimately declined to minimize environmental waste. This client felt the scooter was worth the purchase price at the time, advising potential buyers to comparison shop for the best available price. A significant portion of the review detailed the self-diagnosis and repair of an error code that appeared after charging. The solution, not included in the instructions, involved disconnecting and reconnecting specific cables, a fix shared to assist other users. The reviewer also mentioned receiving a discount, likely due to early purchase, and appreciated this customer incentive. Despite initially finding the scooter stylish, early difficulties with turning on the device led to significant frustration. The lack of an immediate response from the seller and the subsequent inability to even power the scooter on after what should have been sufficient charging time nearly resulted in a return for a refund. However, the eventual resolution of the error code issue, both the initial pin problem and the later power-on issue, significantly improved the client's experience. If this video helped you out, give it a like and hit subscribe for more. Got thoughts? Drop them in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.